Good afternoon. And to Iraq's neighbor, Syria. We have information that shipments of military supplies have been crossing the border from Syria into Iraq, including night vision goggles. These deliveries pose a direct threat to the lives of coalition forces. We consider such trafficking as hostile acts and will hold the Syrian government accountable for such shipments.
My point is, have they been hostile?
There's no question but that to the extent military supplies or equipment or people move across borders between Iraq and Syria, that it vastly complicates our situation. And that is why I said what I said.
So are you threatening military action against Syria?
I'm saying exactly what I said. It was carefully phrased. Because we don't have Gallup polls going on in there. But in terms of the entrance into Iraq by military forces, intelligence personnel, or proxies, not under the direct operational control of General Franks, will be taken as a potential threat to coalition forces. This includes the Badr Corps, the military wing of the Supreme Council on Islamic Revolution in Iraq. The Badr Corps is trained, equipped, and directed by Iran's Islamic Revolutionary Guard. And we will hold the Iranian government responsible for their actions and will view Badr Corps activity inside Iraq as unhelpful. Armed Badr Corps members found in Iraq will have to be treated as combatants. That remains the case. The conflict has to be pursued. How extensive the numbers?
Yeah, and if
we know the numbers.
And what are they?
You know.
No, we don't.
10, 1,000, 1,000.
How many hands?
1,000?
Non-trivial?
Non-trivial?
Hundreds.
Hundreds, armed, and what do you believe their motivation to be?
They are Iraqis. I'm sure that they have been hostile to the regime of Saddam Hussein. They have been housed in Iran. They've been funded by Iran. They've been armed by Iran and sponsored by Iran, and they report up through the Revolutionary Guard. Again, I don't know each one of them, nor do I know any of them. But how they would behave with a different regime is unclear. But the issue is not that. It seems to me the issue is that General Franks and the coalition countries are busy. They've got a complicated task. We would prefer it not be made more difficult by any of the neighbors.
The first video is of an F-16 delivering precision-guided munitions against enemy troops in western Iraq that were firing mortars at Special Operations Forces. The second video is of an AV-8B Harrier dropping a precision-guided weapon on a tank in the open south of Al-Hamara. And the last video is of a Predator firing a Hellfire missile at an Iraqi communication dish outside the Ministry of Information yesterday in Baghdad. As you'll see when the tape ends and freezes, you'll see that the dish is in a parking lot actually some distance from the ministry building.